Hi, my name's Carrie and I'm from a charity called Sussex Green Living. Today, in our Maker's Magic session, we're going to look at materials that we have lying around that many people just throw away and call rubbish. We're going to be looking at how we can transform those into really exciting, really cool things.
Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm going to be helping Carrie today.
Now, before we start, I just want to actually talk about why. Why do we need to reuse these materials? Why don't we just throw them away and let the council deal with them? Well, let's just take a second to look at this. This is planet Earth. This is the only planet in the solar system that can sustain human life. It's floating up there with 7.5 billion people on it. Now, that's a lot of people taking a lot of materials from planet Earth, and we're hurting the planet, and we need to do something about it. So, have any of you heard of the 3 R's? Just think about it for a minute. Most schools now teach the 3 R's. It's reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reduce being the best. That means don't take the materials in the beginning, or try and buy things with less packaging. Reuse is what we're going to do today. And recycle, well, we all know about recycling. We need to do our best to recycle as much as possible. But today we're going to focus on reuse. Oh, and actually, let me show our pyramid. We talk about lots and lots of R words, not just the 3 R's. Refill, reuse, remake, repair, reduce, recycle. There are so many. But today we'll talk about reduce and reuse. Right, before we actually get making, I want to show you some materials that we're going to use today, or certainly we're going to look at things that have been made with these materials. So, can you see what I'm holding up? I've got a jar full of them. I save them. So they're aluminium ring pulls. They're ring pulls that you get on the top of fizzy drinks, on the top of cans. You get them on baked bean tins, tins with fruit in them. And they are, made of aluminium. It's a really, really valuable material. It's worth about £780 to the council. We actually collect them for a charity, very poor people that live in the Philippines. I'm going to show you some of the amazing things that they make with them. So those are aluminium ring pulls. We're also going to look today at how we could use glossy magazines that we've read and that other people might have read as well. But rather than put them in our recycling bin, we're actually going to use them to make fun things. So I've got quite a few magazines, lovely magazines. Read them first though. We're not going to make anything with them, but I'm going to actually show you things that have been made with toothpaste tubes. And a bit of a messy thing to reuse, but again, a really valuable waste resource. We're going to make some really, really fun things with milk cartons. So magic birds we're going to make with milk cartons. You can use any size. This is a 2 litre, a 1 litre, or you get even smaller ones. So they're really, really cute. We're going to make something with those shortly. We're not going to make anything today, but I'm going to show you some examples of things that you can make with beautiful CDs and DVDs that you don't need anymore. Ideally, if you've got films on them, give them to a charity shop so someone else can actually watch and enjoy them, or give them to a friend. Hey, or do a DVD or CD swapping party. That's even better. But if they're scratched, if they're damaged, or people really aren't going to want them any longer, then you can make really, really beautiful things with CDs and DVDs. So those are just a few of the things that we're actually going to use today. I've got a magic box down here beside me, so I'm going to show you some of the things in that box. So let's have a look in the box. So what? Oh, here we go. Really cool. Look at this. Can you see what that's made of? It's a milk carton. So it's a milk carton that's actually been cut down and made into a little boat. And it floats. It's great in the bath. So, what else have we got over here? We've got some really, really fun things that people have made out of a bottle, another bottle. This is a little yogurt pot and a yogurt pot. It's all been stuck together, or they've used masking tape, and it's then been painted, and it's got some little cotton ball eyes with googly eyes on. So that's really, really fun. What else do I have here? I have, you might have got a bit squashed. I have got this really cool, as it is a whale, I'm not too sure, anyway, fish, a shark, that someone's made. And they've actually, what they've done is actually they've mixed up blue paint so that it's with water, so it's still quite sloppy. They've put it in the fish, they've swilled it round, and then they've let it dry because the paint's on the inside, which is quite a good idea. He's got little, you see, milk carton lids as eyes, and they've just used some unwanted material to make some fins for him. So that's really cool. Oh, this is really sweet. I love these. There we go. I've got lots of them. So these are little penguins. They all formed a display in a shop about the oceans and the problems of plastics in the ocean. So you could do that too. And these little guys are made out of, again, 2 bottles, 1 bottle at the bottom, 1 bottle at the top, cut off. And then we've just used some materials, some felt, little pieces of felt, and some black paper for tails, googly eyes. So they're really cute, aren't they? Oh, and well, I've got lots of favourites actually, but there we go. Look at this. Again, he's got a little bit squashed, so excuse him. So he's a little fish. Again, he's a milk carton. You can see he's a milk carton that's been transformed into a really cute little fish. He's got a paper plate for a tail and fins that have been painted. Ideally, don't use paper plates. Ideally, use china plates and wash them and reuse them and reuse them. So if you have a party, please don't use paper plates or plastic plates and then throw them away. So, but someone has reused their paper plates that weren't too dirty. And they've actually, on this one, they've used tissue paper. They've put PVA glue all over the milk carton. And then they've ripped up little pieces of tissue paper and stuck them on him and made like a paper mache on top of the milk carton bottle. Lovely paper mache. Well, actually, it's probably, yeah, it's masking tape. They've screwed up balls of masking tape for eyes and then put little googly eyes on them. So he's really sweet.
To make my keyring, I've got a glue stick, scissors, and pen and ruler. I've got a needle, I've got some thick sewing thread, a paper clip, and a magazine cover. First of all, you take your magazine cover and turn it over to the side that you don't want to see on the outside on your beads. These 5 long triangles that I've cut out are going to become beads. What I'm going to do next is roll them up into beads. So it might help you to use the needle to roll the shape around. It's quite fiddly, but you want to roll it up. If you've ever done something like quilling, it's quite similar to that. So you're going round and round the little needle. Once you've got it started, you can take it off the needle and just roll it in your fingers. When you get to the end, you can take your glue stick and just put a bit of glue on the end and then press it into place around the middle of your bead. Now that I have 5 beads, I'm going to thread them onto the thread to make the key ring. Start by threading the needle and push the 5 beads onto it. Then you're going to take this thread and put it through the end of the paper clip and back round so it's hanging down like that. And re-threading the needle and passing it back through each of the beads. To finish it off, I tie a little knot just underneath the paper clip at this end. And then turn it upside down. And I'm going to cut the thread so that I've got about 7 centimeters spare. And this end is going to tie a big knot so that the beads don't fall off the end. If you want, you can trim the end so it's not got so much thread hanging. If you want your keyring to last longer, you can paint the beads with a PVA glue to make a varnish. This way they'll also keep their colour better.
Now we're going to show you how to turn a milk carton of any size into a magical bird. If you go onto the Eden Project website, seen on this slide, you'll be able to actually follow the step-by-step guide. And at the end of it, with just a plastic carton, a pair of scissors, a permanent marker pen, some string, and a hole punch, you will be able to transform a milk carton into something a little bit like our bird. So it's absolutely magic. Can you see it? He's got a little bit of a bent beak, but there we go. So it looks absolutely magnificent hanging up in the tree. Really great above strawberries to keep the birds off the strawberries. So because he sways in the wind, the birds tend to be spooked by him. So it protects your strawberries. You can hang him up in your bedroom, just hang him up for a little bit of fun. You can decorate him however you like. You might use feathers, you might use googly eyes. This one's got a little bit squashed, but this guy we made more into an eagle. He's actually got a guide on him telling people how to make the bird. But go away and have fun. You can make all sorts of other things with milk cartons. Elephants are really, really good, really cool, made out of a milk carton. And the boat that I showed you earlier, so go and have fun. We really hope that you've enjoyed these Makers Magic videos and photos. And before you go, we'd like to share the work that we do in schools and children's groups with you. So we learn and play around subjects such as love your clothes and your planet, plastic-free oceans, wildlife eco warriors, bright new futures, restart and regrowth is a new program we're launching in September. We're currently running a great competition with the South Downs National Park. It's called Clean Up and Create a Bright New Future. It's an eco art competition for 5 to 16-year-olds that live in Sussex and Hampshire. The competition's kindly sponsored by the Baltini Trust, and the closing date is the 30th of October. Lastly, look at our website. You can download the entry form, the homework and guide. You can learn about our work in schools and our offer to schools, and you can see all sorts of wonderful resources that can help you look after the planet better. Here are some fantastic books that you might like to buy or borrow from the library. They make a great read. So we hope you now feel really inspired to go away and reduce the amount of rubbish and recycling that you produce within your home. Remember, refuse and reuse are much, much better than recycling. So try and avoid materials and then you don't even need to recycle them. So off you go, climate champions, go and make some magic.